At the Open University, we understand the importance of novel technologies and how these can be used by students for their educational and professional endeavours. Within the HAPPIE project specifically, we've been looking at different sensory cues and how these can be used. In our case, haptics, and we've been working with visually impaired people for them to develop and create their own drawings using haptics. We've been looking at the ubiquity of this technology and thinking about how it might be used within distance learning in the future for the OU.
So, Chris, I'm fascinated by the way you're drawing that. Tell us about that.
Yes, I'm using both hands to try and keep track of the space and the lines I'm making. I'm actually registered blind. I used to be able to see a lot better when I was younger, so what I'm drawing is from memory of what things should look like, and I'm trying to use my left hand as a marker to recall where I started the line. Because I'm using a biro, I can actually feel the line with my left hand, almost trace it. Although if someone else drew this and handed it to me, I'm not sure I'd be able to trace it, but it certainly helps whilst I'm sort of composing it.
So, when you're drawing like this, do you have somehow the picture in your mind's eye?
Yeah, I've got an idea of what I'm trying to draw, but also trying to mentally keep track of what's where on the page.
So, are you art trained?
I did a fine art degree when I was younger. It was quite a while ago. So yeah, I've always painted, drawn, with a bit of sculpture as well. I'm actually more into music these days. I use synthesizers and guitars and a lot of music technology, and generally interested in music technology, music production, and the things that are possible with computer systems and what you can do with essentially a home studio now.
The home studios that I know about, there's a lot of visual stuff on the screen. How do you deal with that?
So on the software side, I'm using some software that has been made very accessible, and it's keyboard driven, and it's got lots of keyboard based shortcuts. On the instrument side, I do like analog or virtual analog synths where you have a lot of physical controls, which makes sound design more fun as well.
Okay, so you're quite a techie guy. Do you use any techie approaches for your art?
I've tried using photos a little bit, regular smartphone photos, also some online image generation tools, but it's certainly something I'm interested in, other ways of making images, making drawings using technology.
So, Chris, I'm really fascinated how you're using both hands so importantly in your drawing, not only to know where the pen is at any time, but where the edge of the paper is at any time. This is very close to things that we worried about when designing a haptic drawing tool.
Okay, so Chris, we are now going to use the Falcon. So this is a haptic device which you are holding in your right hand. So what I'd like you to do is click the clicker in your left hand and then move the falcon, move the end point, and then click again. So within the HAPPIE project, we use a few things within the technology system when we're working with our visually impaired users. We have a haptic device called the falcon, which allows for force feedback. So when the participants are actually making their drawings, they have a bit of guidance with their hand, and then when they want to feel their drawings back, the force gets a little bit more extreme and they can really feel what they've actually drawn on the screen of the computer. This all works with a piece of software called Toya, which has been built in the Unreal gaming engine. And this basically allows for lines to be drawn in a dot-to-dot style when the participants want to create an image. So we've been sending out a kit to our participants in order to conduct user studies during the pandemic. So they've been in their homes and we've been in our studios in order to do this. They open the kit, within that they have the Falcon haptic device, they have a laptop with the software Toya on it, they have a tablet so that we can call them on Skype in order to discuss how it works and run them through it. And then they have a little camera just so that they can also film themselves doing it, so we can look at how they use their hands, etc. And so we run the study, they do their drawings, they can fill their drawings back, and then together we discuss what they like about the system, what could be improved about it, and then move forward with this together.
Okay, Chris, so moving over to this haptic tool, does it allow you in any way to know where you are in the drawing?
Yeah, I mean, you get a sense of the lines, being able to trace the lines, a bit like kind of running your finger, you know, along a wire fence, that kind of sensation.
Is the sound helping at all?
Yeah, I like the sound, the kind of pencil scratching paper sound and the ballpoint pen sort of click noise. They do add to the kind of, you know, the sensation of drawing.
So is there any comparison with the piece of paper? For example, how big does the paper feel with this?
It feels, I would say not quite A4 size. That's the impression I get, but then again, because you've got the third dimension as well, it feels just under shoebox size. I'm imagining it like a wireframe kind of drawing, 3D drawings, like a net. As you bring the falcon closer, it would come, the line would come closer to you in perspective as you know, as a viewer. But you could still see through the drawing to the, you know, a line at the back.
So if you'd started off what you were drawing in a particular place, would you have any way of being able to get back to the original place?
I think so, yeah, because you can feel the borders of the lines you've drawn, the resistance on the falcon.
So Chris, how does this compare, or how does it feel moving from drawing on paper to doing it this way?
It makes you think more about the 3 dimensions. You know, if you're drawing something in 3 dimensions, because you know you've got that extra capability, and it does make you think. It's somewhere between sort of sculpting and drawing, I'd say.
So how do you think this tool could be improved?
It'd be good to have a delete button so you can delete a point once you found it, and with perhaps an audible confirmation. Perhaps if you held one button down and made a squiggle, if that was possible, I don't know, but that'd be more sort of freehand drawing. That might be interesting. I'm not sure how that could be implemented. It might be quite confusing, but it'd be interesting to try it. So you're holding one button and moving the falcon in sort of free space.